Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some breaking news coming out here for you. I want to give you an update regarding what's going on with Israel and the Gaza war against Hamas. I haven't talked about them much lately because there hasn't been a whole lot coming out, but we've got some pretty important information that I want you to know. So, just today, Secretary of State from the United States, Anthony Blinken, met with Netanyahu, as you can see here. And they were basically talking about what they can do to call for a ceasefire here in Gaza. And one of the main reasons why he's there is because the United States just called for a ceasefire at the UN Security Council. And they proposed a deal here to call for a ceasefire. And immediately, Russia and China have vetoed that ceasefire deal. So it will not be happening. Okay. So there will be no ceasefire happening in the Gaza Strip. And a lot of this is due to the Rafah invasion that's upcoming here. So Netanyahu, the prime minister that you can see here on the right side of your screen of Israel, he's come out many times and said that they will go into Rafah. They don't care what anybody says. They don't care if there's even a court order to not go in. They will literally go in regardless, and they will go in and eradicate Hamas. And obviously, they have to remove the civilian population that's there in Rafah first. It's the last remaining city in the Gaza Strip, and there's approximately over 1 million Palestinians still held up there in Rafah. Okay, so this is a big deal. What's going on here, and we have Benjamin Netanyahu coming out and telling Antony Blinken, we will go into Rafah with or without you. Okay, so I have a video I'm going to show you here in just a minute. But I want to talk real quick just about this ceasefire deal that got shot down at the UN Security Council. So let me show you this. This is on the Financial Times, okay? Russia and China veto U.S. resolution calling for immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Israeli offensive in Enclave has drawn mounting criticism from Washington. So right now, Biden's really trying to do whatever he can to call off this operation going into Rafah, because we know that if they go in, there's going to be a lot of innocent civilians there that will be killed. Okay, even if they try to evacuate majority of the population, there's still going to be tens of thousands of people there inside of Rafah, in a small city that normally only had about 150,000 people. It now has well over 1 million displaced Palestinians that are there in that city, and it's right next to the border of Egypt. So there's a lot of concerns with the border of Egypt as well. So let's go over this here. Russia and China vetoed a U.S. resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza at the UN Security Council on Friday, blocking Washington's clearest attempt yet to distance itself from Israel's war with Hamas. Moscow and Beijing's decision to veto the resolution on Friday exposed how the U.S. diplomatic travails extend to the UN, where it traditionally uses its Security Council veto rights to protect Israel. Vasily Nebenzia, Moscow's ambassador to the UN, described the U.S. initiative as hypocritical and said it would have made the Security Council an instrument in the advancement of Washington's destructive policy in the Middle East. The Russian and Chinese vetoes meant that the resolution was defeated, despite winning 11 votes in the 15-member Security Council. Algeria also voted against the text. So 11 members voted for the ceasefire, and we had 4 apparently that didn't. So there was Russia, China, Algeria, and I'm assuming one other country that voted against the measure. So the measure was called for an immediate and sustained ceasefire as part of a deal to release hostages held by Hamas. Came after months of frustration in Washington with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government. We were trying to show the international community a sense of urgency about getting a ceasefire tied to the release of hostages. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said after the vote, something that everyone, including the countries that vetoed the resolution, should have been able to get behind. Well, obviously not, right? Because China and Russia, being technical enemies to the United States and Israel in a way too, they vetoed against it. Okay, they don't want the ceasefire to end, and they believe that the United States is using the UN here, the Security Council, to protect Israel during this war in Gaza, because obviously there's a lot of fire underneath Israel right now. for potential war crimes and genocide charges here on Israel for what's going on in Gaza, because there's tens of thousands of people. I think we're up to like 32,000 that have been killed inside of Gaza already. These are innocent Palestinians. The U.S. language contrasted with calls by countries such as Russia and China for an immediate ceasefire, even if the hostages are not released at the same time. So they're obviously trying to get these hostages out, right, from Hamas. There's still dozens of hostages being held by Hamas right now, and Hamas is not willing to release these hostages unless Israel pulls out from the Gaza Strip, and they're not going to do that. Okay, they are going to push in to Rafah here, whether or not they have any support from the United States or the West or anything like that. They're willing to completely sever all ties with all their allies here, like the United States. They're willing to ruin everything, their entire reputation, over this invasion of Rafah here. And obviously they have some pretty valid points here. Okay, Netanyahu says that they're trying to protect their country. I get that, and prevent another October 7th from happening. Okay, and if Hamas launched this attack on them, I think they deserve the right to protect their country at the same time, right? But obviously the issue here is all these innocent people that are being killed. If these innocent people were not here in Gaza, I think it might be a completely different story. But because they are here, that's what makes this very difficult, okay? So I have a video here I want to show you from the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, okay? This is on X, and I want to show you this here. So he says here, I met with Secretary of State Blinken. I told him that I greatly appreciate the fact that for more than 5 months we have been standing together in the war against Hamas. So I want to show you this video because I think it gives some good information here to show where Netanyahu stands, and that at the end of the day, they're going in no matter what. So let's take a look at this real quick.
שיותר מ5 חודשים אנחנו עומדים יחד במלחמה נגד החמאס. אמרתי לו גם שאנחנו מכירים בצורך לפנות את האוכלוסייה האזרחית מאזורי המלחמה, וכמובן לדאוג גם לצרכים ההומניטריים. אנחנו פועלים לשם כך. אבל גם אמרתי שאין לנו דרך לנצח את החמאס בלי להיכנס לרפיח ולחסל את שארית הגדודים שם. ואמרתי לו שאני מקווה שנעשה את זה בתמיכה של ארצות הברית, אבל אם נצטרך, נעשה זאת לבד. נפגש היום עם מזכיר המדינה בלינקן.
Okay, so as you can see there, clearly they are going to go in no matter what, whether they have the support of the U.S. or not. They're going to be going in here into Rafah, and that's exactly what he told Blinken there, okay? So they're not messing around here. I just wanted you to see how serious here Netanyahu is, that he's not playing around, that they're willing to go in regardless, whether they have support or not. So also, this is the ambassador to the UN Security Council. His name is Gilad Erdan, okay, ambassador to the UN. And so he was apparently speaking here at the UN Security Council as well. And he put a post here on X saying, I made it clear to the Security Council today, there is no country that wants to avoid an operation in Rafah more than Israel. These are our soldiers who are risking their lives, but only the complete elimination of Hamas can lead to a ceasefire. And the way to a ceasefire goes through Rafah. So he's also reiterating what Benjamin Netanyahu is saying as well, that they need to go into Rafah regardless, that this war could be over if they just eliminate Hamas. That's basically the stance here. So I want to show you this as well.
You are sending into battle? No. No country. There is no country that seeks to avoid an operation in Rafah more than Israel. Is it your sons and daughters that you are sending into battle? No. It is our children who are making the ultimate sacrifice in defense of their homeland. The only way to achieve a real and permanent ceasefire is to eliminate Hamas's capabilities entirely. And this cannot happen unless all of their battalions are demolished. You cannot extinguish a fire by putting out most of it. The fire will grow again and spread. This is what will happen without an operation in Rafah. Israel sees no alternative. The road to a permanent ceasefire passes through Rafah. There is no country.
Okay, so my apologies there at the beginning when I was trying to start the video. It kind of got messed up and I had to restart it. But so yeah, as you can see here too, he's reiterating the same exact thing that Netanyahu is saying, that they have no choice but to go into Rafah here. Okay, that's the latest update. Is that Netanyahu, along with this ambassador here too, as well, saying the same thing, that they have no choice but to go in. They're going to go into Rafah with it, whether they have support or they don't from the U.S. They're going in here and they're going to destroy Hamas. And just what's really bad here at the end of the day is unfortunately we're going to have a lot of innocent people that are going to be killed. And it's this death toll. It's up to like 32,000, maybe 33 by now. Last I saw, maybe even higher. And there's lots of calls here for potential famine as well that's going on, that may have already been going on for quite a while now. But experts are saying that there's an imminent famine happening in northern Gaza, with many kids starving to death and dying of dehydration. So yeah, I just wanted you to see what's going on here and give you this latest update. But it's definitely not good what's going on over here inside of Gaza, and this war obviously needs to end. But it's not going to end, according to Netanyahu here, that until they go in and finish off Hamas and Rafah, this war is not over, okay? And the suffering will not end. So the sooner they go in and take care of this, the sooner there will be a ceasefire here. But again, unfortunately, what's going to happen here is we're going to see a lot of innocent people being killed here very soon. So that's the latest update on Israel that I wanted to give you here. If you got something out of this update, please smash the like button on this video. And if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below and hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody take care and God bless. We'll see you in the next one.